So today we're making letter shelves right here on this wall because we have these huge marquee letters that we just can't seem to get rid of. And so we're going to put them to good use. So first off, let me show you all these letters. So check out all these letters. These are all large marquee letters for our church from years ago that we don't use anymore, haven't in a long time. We've tried to sell them for a good price. We actually even tried to give them away. We managed to give away some, but we are still left with all these, all the way from A to Z, all the numbers and lots of a variety of ones as well. So like question marks and exclamation marks and things. So we have a lot. So let's get busy building some shelves. Now the good thing about letter shelves is that they don't have to be anything fancy unless you just want them to be. You could get a 1x4, cut them in half, or whatever you want to do, but this is the least expensive thing that we could find, and we like that. These are 1x2 strips. All four of them, they're 8 foot each, were $7 total for all four of them at our local hardware store, which is amazing because wood is very expensive right now. So we're going to take each one of them, cut them down to 6 foot each. And then we're going to take our skill saw and we're just going to set the blade to where it's about 1/4 inch. And then we're going to cut that groove right down through here. We'll show you how we do that for our letters. And then we're going to stain them and then hang them. And that should be it. So depending on what kind of saw you're using, you know, we've got a skill saw. We're just right outside of our church. We don't have anything fancy going on over here. We don't have any horses or anything like that. We're just doing it all right here, simple. This saw has an adjustment to where you can adjust that blade to where it comes way down here, or you can adjust it like that. You can see that I'm gonna be able to run that right across the board and get just a little groove, which is what I want for my letters to be able to sit in so they don't fall off the shelf. So we're gonna cut those grooves in our pieces now. So we're gonna want to mark our board down the center for our groove that we're cutting. You may be very good at cutting straight lines. I always think I am, I never do a good job at it. But since we have these boards, just take your board, flip it up on the other one because it's a 1x2 and it actually is dead center of your other one, which is where I actually want my line to be because that's where I'm going to cut. And so I lined up my board on this side, and so now that it's in line, it's dead center of this board, and I'm marking it with a pen or a pencil, whatever you got handy, and there's our line. Now I'm going to cut with our skill saw right down through here, about 1/4 inch, maybe even a little less deep for our letters. There, our groove is made. Super simple to do with any skill saw, but you may have something even better. But this is stuff that anybody should be able to do. And the letter, as you can see here, it actually fits right in there. It's perfect. It's actually the same width as a saw blade, standard saw blade. So, but if we want to, if we don't want to go down in it, we want it to lean back against the wall, we can still just set it right down in there just like that, not insert it all the way, but just a little ways. Depends on which look you're going for, but that groove should work no matter what you do. So we're gonna stain these and then we're gonna mount them. Our shelves are dry and our first one is up. Second one has screws in the end, but not in the center, and you can kind of see it lagging. Now our shelves are 6 foot because this area is 6.5 and we're centering it on the wall. And of course we're making these about 11 inches apart because our letters are about 10 inches apart. So depending on your size of letter, you know, obviously you're gonna want your shelves probably different spacing. We've also painted the wall a little bit because it was a little dingy from something that was there prior to this, but it doesn't really hinder our ability to hang the shelf. But let me show you something really close here, just so that you know. We recommend pre-drilling holes before you put screws in because this is a 1x2, which is really 3/4 by 1.5 inches, and it will split almost guaranteed if you put a screw in there without drilling a hole first. And so we've drilled holes along where all the studs are. Now, this shelf is not gonna be holding that much weight, and it's probably overkill, but we've got the screws, and why not? Because we're gonna be keeping these shelves for a long time to come because we can switch out the letters so easily. So I could see this lasting us years and years. So that's how we're doing it. We're gonna finish this up, see how it looks when it's all done. I like how it looks. I like how it's versatile. I like how we can switch things out. Of course, we have to say a lot with few words because our letters are so big. But of course, we can go get new letters anytime we want. But these are letters that we have, so I think we're gonna stick with these. But let me show you up close how these are working out in that groove. You can kind of see our groove and how they're sitting down in there. We've got them leaning back. Now we can put them all the way down there if we wanted to. Truth be known, you really don't even need the groove. You'd probably be just fine without it, but I really like it. I like the fact that it cost us $7 and about 2 hours worth of work, mainly waiting on those to dry with the stain. But we already had letters on hand. If you had to go buy letters, then you could buy whatever letters you want. I wouldn't buy the marquee ones. I would buy something less expensive, but that's just me. We already had the screws on hand. We already had a little bit of stain on hand, so $7 for us. And we put to use something that we were trying to give away and couldn't, and actually can make a pretty good statement with it in our church, but this would be good in a home, bedroom, a living room, a den, a business, about anywhere. So hopefully this inspires your next project. Thank you guys for watching.